scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. Still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. You don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. Sit back, don't miss nothing. Got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that.
Okay, guys, welcome back. I said I was going to look into this situation a little bit deeper. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and like the video. If y'all have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you guys are following me on Facebook at Lakeysha Keysha, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and Snapchat. All the handles are at Lakeysha Keysha. Now, in my last video, I had mentioned to you all, I need my little drink. I'm thirsty. I had mentioned to you guys that Porsha had a lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed by Simon. Some of y'all was saying, well, you know, the lawsuit isn't going to stick because she didn't necessarily, mention Simon. And y'all had some good points. And I said, based on what I saw, I really believe that the lawsuit is moving forward. I was certain that it was moving forward, but I went back and I was correct. Now, what I want to show y'all is some documentation, because just like y'all said, well, she didn't really say his name. Y'all had said that, Porsha didn't say his name. And some of y'all was saying, well, because she didn't say his name, how can they automatically assume it's Simon? Remember, y'all said that. And I was like, yeah, those are pretty valid points. And I said, but from what I had found, I really believe that it has moved beyond that point. Because what y'all got to understand is, when you have an attorney, Porsha has an attorney, Simon has an attorney, the attorney is going to present those same facts that y'all just said. Hey, how do you know? Yada, yada. So it has went through that. And I'm going to show y'all why it has. Because Porsha's attorney tried to get this dismissed, kind of based on some of the stuff y'all said. Well, how do you know that Porsha was talking about Simon? And I'm going to get into that. So this document right here, this is a document that Porsha's attorney submitted. Remember, y'all kept saying, listen, this is going to be dismissed because how does Simon know Porsha is talking about him? Hey, well, Porsha's attorney did present a motion for dismiss. I'm going to read it to y'all, but I want you guys to know, if you look at the date, this was submitted March of this year. The case is still moving forward. Now, what this document says is, it says this is a reply, a brief, interrogatory statements or whatever you want to call it in support of getting this motion dismissed. This is what Porsha's attorney submitted, because just like y'all said, he wanna, I don't remember if her attorney is a he or she, so let's just say her attorney wanted to get it dismissed. So let's see. It says, in response to the defendant's first motion to dismiss, Porsha, keep in mind, is the defendant. Plaintiff amended his pleadings, but the amendment still did not address the fatal pleading errors that warrant dismissal of plaintiff's claims in entirety. First, plaintiff's claim for defamation per se fails because the plain language of the alleged statements do not defame the plaintiff or anyone for that matter in any way. So that is what Porsha's attorney is saying. Now, the claim for defamation per quad fails because the plaintiff fails to sufficiently plead special damages as required by Georgia and federal law. So this is what Porsha's attorney is saying. Here, plaintiff relies upon general conclusions. So what they're saying is, okay, Porsha said this, but it's kind of like a lot of conclusions being drawn here because she didn't really say Simon. So what Porsha attorney is saying, there's a lot of conclusions being drawn here. And it says that these conclusions do not meet the required pleading standard. And then it goes into third, plaintiff's claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress fails because the alleged conduct does not rise to the required extreme and outrageous conduct to support a claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress. Lastly, the plaintiff's claim for false light must fail because the defendant did not depict plaintiff as anyone or anything in the alleged statements. So basically, what Porsha's attorneys are saying, she didn't really say Simon, kind of what y'all said. Did she say Simon's name? No, she didn't say his name, but Simon believes Porsha was talking about him, okay? So what it's saying is there's mere speculation. This is mere speculation. And it does not mean that Porsha was talking about Simon. Kind of what y'all said. Now, argument and citation of authority. Plaintiff, which they're saying Simon, fails to state a claim for defamation because the statements without plaintiff contextual allegations do not mention the plaintiff. So basically, Porsha's attorney submitted this and like, look, we get it. We all understand what Simon is saying, but the attorney is saying, listen, did she really say Simon, or did she pretty much put something out on her social media and now Simon is saying, yep, she was talking about me. So Porsha's attorney submitted this information basically challenging what Simon, what his attorney submitted to say, look, okay, she said it, but how do you know that she said his name? Well, she didn't say his name. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because y'all said, okay, how is, Simon going to win? Because she didn't say his name. So really, what we probably need to understand is you actually can be sued for not saying somebody's name, and the person can also win because, as we said on the last live, we don't know Simon's medical condition. What if he really has ED? So if he really has ED, y'all also got to understand that, let's say he did have ED, y'all do understand that they can put something in the record that is sealed, which means we, the public, would not be able to see it. So I don't know if the man had ED or not, but Porsha's attorney is saying you trying to pull out contextual clues to say that she is talking about you. This is pretty much what Porsha's attorney is saying. I'm not going to read this word for word, but I wanted to bring this out because I know y'all was saying, wait a minute, she didn't say him. So I'm simply wanting to say she didn't say him, but just because she didn't mention his name, don't mean that he can't win. And it also doesn't mean that, it can be dismissed. But I want to bring this out so that I can show y'all the attorney already tried this and it didn't work. So I just want y'all to know that. That's where we're reading. So basically, what Porsha's attorney is describing, let's just go up here. So here he's saying the court determined that the plaintiff was a limited purpose. Listen to this. The court determined that the plaintiff was a limited purpose public figure, which required a higher standard of fault than a private party. So what is her name? Porsha's attorney is saying, y'all saying that Porsha is this public figure, but look how he tried to call Porsha a limited purpose public figure. So he's trying to downplay who Porsha is. Like, she ain't really like that, but we're not saying she's like that. But what Simon is saying, based on her followers and the people that she has, following her, and the people that's reading what she say, she pretty much distributed that to a lot of people. Because if I got 10 million people following me and y'all see what I post, do y'all see how that becomes a problem? Because now if I see it, I'm gonna send it, retweet it, repost it. So what, Simon is pretty much saying, based on the followers that she had, she made the impact to me worse because she utilized her massive following and she continued, to put these things out there. But Porsha's lawyer is saying, Porsha ain't really, nobody like y'all really say she is really what he's saying, because obviously he doesn't want her to seem as though she's, but we can just look and, she has a lot of followers. So back to, what Porsha's attorney is saying. He's just basically saying that he didn't really prove anything by making these statements that Porsha said this, because she although she said it, you ain't really proven anything that, in terms of that she said it to you. Now, I like, again, I just wanted to bring this out because her attorney has already tried this, and I'm not going to read this word for word, but he cites different, cases or whatnot where, this similar situation had applied to. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this out, is for this reason, okay? Because this was submitted to the judge. Now, let me show y'all something else. So keep in mind, your attorney has a right to say, I want a motion for this to dismiss this. I want to dismiss this on these grounds. Porsha's attorney said, I want to dismiss this on these grounds because, dude, you ain't proved that she said this to you. You proved that she made a statement about ED and you saying it's about you, but how do you know? Okay, Porsha's attorney submitted that, submitted those statements. But here, guys, this is kind of where I want y'all to understand the judge still allowed it to move forward. This is what I want y'all to understand, because I know y'all was like, well, wait a minute. How can, they move this forward? She ain't say. That's what the jury gets to decide. That is what the jury will get to decide, whether or not what Porsha said was to him or not. So the judge didn't dismiss it. This is the whole point that I'm trying to bring here is Porsha's attorney tried to get it dropped based on what y'all said. I mean, how y'all know she was talking about Simon? Because she never said no name. I just wanted y'all to know that a person still can sue you, even if you don't say their name. So just so we on the same page. Well, the document that I have on the screen right now that I'm showing y'all, this document, let me make it bigger, child. I don't got my glasses on. This document is May 19th, 2025. What, a few weeks ago. This is a scheduling order. Now, y'all can Google it. Google what a scheduling order is. A scheduling order is generally when the court and the attorneys come together to say, okay, this is how we're going to move this process forward. What it means is they are going to a jury trial. The case has not been dropped. It is moving forward. And I'm not going to read all this because it's just a bunch of words that really don't really mean anything. But what I want y'all to pay attention to, actually, I'm going to show y'all something else because I don't really like that one. Let me show y'all on my other computer. Let's see here. Because sometimes when you download it, some of the, let me just see, is that one? Yeah, the date somehow when I downloaded it is somehow disappeared. But basically, for what this document is pretty much saying is the court is looking at the timeline to actually complete this process. Is pretty much what they're saying. So what they did, and for some reason, like I said, when I downloaded it, the damn date disappeared. But it has a date of, I think it's May 19th through January of 2026, right? Because we're in 2025 to January 2026. And what they're saying on this document is after that January date, nothing else can be submitted for discovery. So essentially what they're saying is they are moving forward. This is going to trial. So Porsha's attorney was not able to get this dropped. So if it, pretty much that's what happened. Just, to let y'all know, because I know y'all was saying, wait a minute, how is he going to sue her? She didn't say his name. So yes, so the discovery, this began on May 19th. Yes, so the discovery process goes from that date, which if you can see it kind of, when for some reason when I downloaded it, it disappeared. But the date said like May 19th or something, and it goes all the way until next January. So this is the discovery period. Yes, so the discovery period has begun, and they have until January of 2026. And the judge said after that date, no more discovery. So I'm just trying to let y'all know the case did not get dropped. So it didn't get dropped. Porsha's attorney did in fact submit to get this dropped based on pretty much what y'all said. Y'all said, look, Porsha didn't say his name. Porsha's attorney said, wait a minute, this should not proceed because based on some of the elements of a case like this wasn't proven. This wasn't proven. That wasn't proven. At that time, the judge could have said case dismissed. But what I'm saying is the judge allowed it to move forward. So this case is moving forward. Also, this is a good point for y'all to remember too. Y'all know Simon been in ICE for months. His attorney has been working on this. So this should kind of let y'all know if Simon wanted to drop this, he'd have dropped it when he was in ICE custody. So this should let y'all know he ain't dropping it because this case has progressively moved through. And looking at the case, there were a few things, that the judge asked for, Simon's attorney sent it, Porsha's attorney. So this is moving forward. Yes, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, please. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. He's serious. If you get somebody that's in jail, locked up, that is still trying to get you, they serious for real in real life. Somebody said, I hope the judge is an old man with ED. This is serious. Listen, whatever happened between Simon and Porsha, listen, y'all better not nobody marry Simon. If somebody marries Simon, they want this because I'm just like, look, he is still moving forward with this. So this right here, the scheduling order is pretty much, where they kind of come together and talk about how this case is going to move forward. So it is not being dismissed at this point. And pretty much they're in the discovery period. And the judge has said, from this date, which is January 2026 is the last date for discovery. So they are pretty much off this. They're going to have a jury trial. So I'm gonna have to go down there. I can't record, but I can definitely go in there and listen. But yeah, this is moving forward, y'all. So like I said, I wanted to jump on here because I know some of y'all was like, well, wait a minute. How is he gonna sue her? She didn't necessarily say his name. She did not say his name, but she is most definitely being sued and the case is moving forward. Porsha thought she was a nasty piece of work, but Simon said, "Let me show you how it's really done." Listen, Simon is a level of petty that listen. I don't understand why Porsha thought that. I mean, and then she saw how he drug Fallon. Why did she think that she was going to be an exception to the rule? Why do women do that? Like, if you see the way a man treats somebody else, why do you think he won't do the same to you? Like, why? Yes, this is moving forward. This is definitely moving forward. And Porsha getting sued, and very interesting too. I don't know if y'all know this. In order for something to be in federal court, I believe the limit is set. It has to be more than 75,000. So Simon is really asking for that bread. Now he has not indicated how much he wants, but what he is saying is he leaving it up to the judge based on his alleged losses about having Dennis at the. Oh no. Okay, Kay. Now Kay said, "I have to know how you feel about having Dennis at the house cooking in Simon's kitchen." Now I think that is so disrespectful and so out of order. Now, this is the way that I feel like it should be done. The fact that Porsha and Simon are not in a good place, obviously, Dennis come pick up his daughter, that's fine. But to be sitting in that man's kitchen, that's so disrespectful. I don't think anybody like that. That's not cool. Not only sitting in his kitchen, they flirting and Porsha. Mm-mm. And you know why? And that's why she getting what she getting, because y'all know people been reporting it back to him. Somebody said Nigerian men don't play games. This is a level of petty that I have never in my life saw. You in jail, and he like, "Listen, we still keeping this going." Porsha in his kitchen, in his house that he got to pay the bills for, with your baby daddy, and y'all flirting with each other. Who does that? Like, that's the ultimate disrespect. Like, even if Porsha don't like Simon, it's still a level of, respect that you just owe a person. I would never do that, even if I didn't like the person. Like, come on now. That's just not something that you do. And Dennis, he is a goofy, because as a man, he should have known that that was out of order. But Porsha, honey, you are in danger, girl. Yeah, I thought that was really, really disrespectful. But I mean, I did a few videos in which I had brought up Cordell, and Cordell would tell you how disrespectful Portia's mother was. So when you think about what Cordell said about Portia's mother, it kind of lets you know where she got it from. Porsha was so loyal to the first husband. Now she's, you know what? That's interesting. You said that. How do we know she was loyal? Because Cordell said Porsha was horrible to his son. Yeah, I think that was fake. Yeah, because Cordell said that Porsha was horrible to his son. And in fact, he said the reason that he moved forward with the divorce had everything to do with his son. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Cordell said he bought his house, obviously, so that his son can be able to have these different parties or whatnot. He said that he was on some kind of business trip in which his son was going to have a birthday party. So what he said is he had his son's mother to reach out to Porsha so they can kind of facilitate it, but the mother never reached back out to him to tell him that the party wasn't happening at the house. But he said the mother reached out to him about, I guess, the money for the party. And he said, he was like, "Well, what happened? Did you reach out to Porsha?" And she said, "Yeah, Porsha was like, no." So he reached back out to Porsha. Porsha told him that she didn't feel comfortable with his son coming to the house, and also with his son's mother. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. And Cordell said he allowed his son to actually have the party there. And he said at that point, he knew that it was done. He said because Porsha had Bravo and all type of people running through the house, but yet when it came to his son, he said she was actually telling his son that it was her house and that the son just visited. Now, what kind of shit is that? So I don't know. Hey, Baltimore. So I don't know if she was all that with the first marriage. If y'all notice, Porsha is really good at deflecting. I mean, if we even think about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, like Porsha ain't talked nothing about this defamation lawsuit. She has told us nothing. Now, the fact that she's on television saying that she can't talk about her marriage is a lie. So why wouldn't Porsha be able to tell about her feelings with her marriage? That doesn't mean that she needs to defame anybody. She can talk about her marriage. She just don't want to. You said Cordell's a real man. Some men sacrifice their children for women. Exactly. Because Cordell said after she did that with his son, he said he was done with her. And I'm like, he should have. Hey, Lily, with her prenup from Cordell, she got nothing because she was cheating allegedly. Well, word on the street is she was cheating on Simon. So I'm glad. Y'all know what? I knew it was something. So I will be in court on June 11th. They sent me the paper back after I sent them that damn email letting them know they was getting sued, honey. They sent that back so quick because I was not playing. So I will be in court on June 11th. Yeah, she always looking to grab into a different branch, a bigger house and a bigger. Yeah, Porsha. So yes, I will be in court on June 11th. This old news, he filed this about 5 to 6 months ago. Why do y'all, who is that? Life is beautiful. Great news. Yep. So I can be there. Originally, they was giving me the runaround. I was just, the last email I sent to them, I'm like, look, y'all not going to honor the request. It's a legal request. I've been sending y'all this back and forth. Okay, that's fine. I could just sue y'all. I mean, if I sue them, it just means that I get money. So, I mean, I ain't mad either way. I'm like, I ain't mad. They sent it to me 2 times. I'm like, oh, shit. Because I would have liked to just sue them. But it is moving forward. It is moving forward. Don't come in my chat telling me it's old news. You old. Out of here. Why do y'all come and people chat with the rudeness? Do some of y'all have any home training? Like, why do anybody notice it or just me? Because I sometimes go to other creators' chats. What's wrong with the black women? Why they so bitter and mean and mad? Like, I would like have it out with guys when they would tell me black women are so bitter. But I promise y'all, when I read the chat, that's all I see. What's wrong with them? Like, why do they be so nasty? Never have nothing nice to say. What is going on? I'm going to just start praying for the black women because y'all be bitter as hell. Like, I don't be understanding. It be the black women. They be mad all the time. I don't understand. What's the problem? I'm praying. I'm praying to be a better person. I don't want to be like y'all. Some of y'all is so nasty. Y'all mean. What is the problem? We know it's old, but we had to revisit the facts. She didn't say it was breaking news. Like, they just be so rude and nasty and ew. Well, let me like speak on the Kenya situation. Like I don't know if I'm saying it right. Is it 𝐶𝐬𝐬𝐽𝐽? Where are you from? Because so here's the deal. When you live in Georgia, you do kind of know more. And I'm going to be honest, like Kenya is not nice. Now, I know y'all like Kenya, but I'm telling you, I know people that know her. And here's the deal. I think when you build a relationship with somebody like you, their friend, they're nice to you. So I'm not going to say that Kenya isn't nice to her friends, but people that know her through other people say that she ain't nice, honey. And I'm just saying, and I don't have no reason to make it up. I'm just saying what the people say about her. So I don't know. Is Kenya nice though? Because I never thought she was nice. So I don't know. I just never thought Kenya was nice. I don't know. I think sometimes you may get out what you put, I guess. I can tell she probably carries herself in a snobby manner. Yeah, I don't. I mean, obviously, she's probably nice to her friends and people who's friendly with her. When I say, is she nice? I mean, if you were to see her somewhere, do you think she would speak to you? Do you think she would be nice to you? I don't think she would. No, I think Kenya is nice to her friends. What is it? Aaliyah TV? Aaliyah TV, what show you be watching? So even if you never met her, you thought she was nice. What show was you watching? She is a real. See, look at K Black. K said, I have worked with Kenya in Atlanta and she is a real nasty piece of work. I had to professionally gather Kenya to defend my staff. I told you, people ain't making this stuff up. Like, I know a person who is the sweetest person that you would ever want to meet. When she told me her situation with Kenya and that she didn't want to work with Kenya, I was like, okay. But I mean, here's the deal though. Kenya, kind of came from a situation, with her mother. So I get it. But I also think, y'all, when we get to be a certain age, it is our responsibility to fix ourselves. We can't be 40 and 50 talking about what our mama did to us, what our daddy did to us, and all of these people did to us. I think at some point in our lives, we have to take responsibility for our own mental health. While I understand years ago when I would watch the show and, I liked it, Kenya. And I was like, at some point, I feel like, you still have to take responsibility for your own behavior. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I understand Kenya based on her past too, but yeah, I haven't had that experience with her. I probably never would because I pick up on people and I would never come and try to speak to her, so I just would never do that because I don't think that she's friendly. Porsha is always cheating. Simon said the same thing. This is why he wanted a divorce. She's really bad. She really begged him to save their marriage. Yes, she did. Yes, Porsha did really beg Simon to stay with her, and he wouldn't take her calls. It's either get out or shut up about your past. Nobody gets. Yeah, it's like when you get to a certain point, like we all done been through some shit. I know I have. I mean, but you can't continue to make, um, excuses for, your life and what you've been through. We all done been through shit. Who the hell had a perfect life? If you did, I want to meet you. We done all had stuff. And it's like for real, nobody really cares because it's like we have our own shit that we have to deal with. Begging him, but she filed for divorce. Yes. Yes. I don't think that he's released, but I did hear that he was going to get released. So he didn't, I don't, I think the thing with Simon is he didn't commit any crimes or anything. So I think, and he has attorneys. So that's probably what he has working for him. So I don't think he's been released, but I'm hearing that he will be released. I do admire Kenya as a businesswoman and as a single mom. Yeah, me too. She's a great role model for women that are doing it on their own. Yes, so and that's what I like about Kenya too. I like her the fact that, despite, having limited family, despite how her mother did treat her, that she pushed forward. Now, I like that about her too. I do like that about her. Somebody said the mean conniving Kenya we got we got when she first got on the show is who she really is. The nice we see now is damage control because people started to call her out and the network probably told her to chill. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but y'all got something. They got mad at me because I was just saying about the hair spot. And listen, I don't know nothing about what the other people was doing. I was just saying from my experience because I went to this Asian spa where they wash your hair and massage it, and I was like, let me go to Kenya's, but I was like, I don't got time because I don't know what her schedule is, and I was actually going to a place that was right across the street from Kenya's and it was never open. So, when people be saying that, they're not really trying to be funny. I think after a while they have made it out of a joke, but in all honesty, it don't be open. I just don't understand why Kenya just don't say it's not open. Has she ever said it's open by appointment only? Maybe it's open by appointment only. I think she should say that because I would think, if you don't have customers, it don't really make sense to be open. So she should probably just say It's open by appointment only. Why are you being rude? Girl, get the fuck out of my chat, bitch, before I cuss you out. Fuck out of here. I be trying to be nice. I really do. Fuck out of my damn chat. Okay, watch ATL Housewives. She said it on the show. She tried to save her marriage in the beginning. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And see, the thing about it, though, Naomi World, I know somebody that knows her very well. And before it had aired on the show, I had already been told that. What I was told was that Porsha was trying to reach out to Simon. Now, this is what I, was told, but a lot of stuff I hear, like people tell me, I may not talk about it because I don't really, sometimes, I mean, when I'm gonna do a video and say, oh, Porsha tried to reach out to Simon and he didn't respond. So what I was told is that Porsha was definitely trying to reach out to Simon and he was not responding. And she did say that on the show. She actually said that her daughter, which I thought was really nasty and low down and dirty, to try to use your daughter to say, oh, well, Pilar was asking about him. Girl, good night. I mean, that man can't even stay at his house. And you tell me, oh, Pilar wanted to find out what her papa was. And he didn't even text back. Really, Porsha? Really? Really, Porsha? Yeah, I didn't like that. Because it's just like, I mean, let's just be real about this. He got the man got a few kids. So your one daughter, and he already got his few kids. He don't care. Okay. Yes, I also heard she was trying to get to. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. And she said that on the show. And the relative said what? They don't want nothing to do with it. I remember Portia said when they would fly, they would always get put to a secondary. Yeah, but here's the deal though. She went through it all of that time like you didn't care about it then. So I mean, girl, if you don't care about it, then that's your problem. And Pilar has a very good dad. I don't know about Dennis, but he's a good present father, right? I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. He doing what he's supposed to do. But yeah, Portia using Simon, but Portia using Simon to try to, use her daughter is kind of crazy. I really used to like Portia, not anymore. She's full of it. I mean, she is who she is. I mean, we saw how she treated Nene. You threw somebody under the bus because I mean, we're adults. I mean, Nene was introduced to Simon by Portia. So if Simon and Portia gets into they going through a divorce, so what is Nene supposed to do? Stop talking to him? That don't got nothing to do with her. I never thought that she was a good friend. I mean, if you see, all of her friendships, they eventually fall to shit. Look at what she did to Candy. Then she, told on Phaedra. But if you really think about it, Porsha and Phaedra is equally responsible for the same thing because Porsha ran with a narrative that she knew was dirty. You knew that you ran with a narrative that you knew was messed up. Reason is very clear as I try to type it. Yeah, so Portia is vile and nasty. She is a nasty, nasty individual. Very nasty. Talking about when she go to the airport, the TSA pulled him over and asked him a bunch of questions. Why you telling us now? You wasn't telling us when you was on a private jets that wasn't being paid for. We don't care. I don't care. If you married to somebody and they from another country, even if they ain't from another country, every time you go on a plane and the TSA keep pulling you into another room, you ain't wondering like what's going on. Girl, good night. Portia talking about, oh, I can't even pay the mortgage. How you live in a house? You don't know the name of the mortgage company. You don't know the mortgage amount. Who? What? Even if you pay the mortgage, can I at least know the name of the mortgage company, the account number, something? She don't know none of this. Girl, good night. Porsha was there for the money. She was there for the money. And also too, y'all, what people have also said is the reason that she filed for divorce is because she thought that other man was going to, mess around with her or whatever, but that didn't happen. So she essentially filed for divorce thinking that Simon was probably going to be running behind her, and he did the total opposite. But how can she pay a mortgage not in her name? The house was purchased. Well, you know, with the mortgage, if you can send a check. It necessarily, listen, don't have to be in your name. Because I remember a long time ago, my boyfriend had told me he was gonna pay my car note, and guess what he did? He didn't. Y'all know what I did? I took his check and paid it off. Don't play with me. I paid my entire car off. Yes, I did. So they'll take it if you send them the check. They don't care who it's from. They'll take it because I paid my whole car off. You wanted to play with me. Tell me you're going to pay my car note. And then when it's come time, you're going to try to play games. I went and got his check and wrote it and paid the whole damn car off. Quit playing with me. Paid it off. So, yes, it doesn't matter. They'll take a check. If they don't care. All you need is pretty much the account number. Obviously, if the property isn't in Porsha's name, when they receive the check, they can't look up her name, but they would need the account number. So that's what I did. When I sent his check in, I put my account number on there. That Negro got the check. He's like, you wrote it. Yes, I did. Quit playing with me. You said you was going to pay the little payment and then not going to pay it. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you then. We ain't going to have this quick. We are not going to have this discussion again because the damn car got paid off. I paid the whole car off. Quit playing with me. But yes, she is generally gutter, but I'm pretty sure ICE arresting him and accusing him of fraud hurt. Well, this is the deal, though. Remember, he was arrested. He wasn't really charged with anything, so he was in the country illegally. That's it. Some of those people, I think, that probably were arrested, maybe they got some crimes, but I don't think he has anything, and I think that's probably why they letting him go. So I don't think Simon was charged with anything. I think you're probably talking about the stuff that they said he did before. A lot of that stuff that they're saying that he did, that was years ago. They just keep talking about it. So I think that stuff is damn centuries old. They just keep talking about it. But he didn't have any really outstanding, like he didn't have no warrants or nothing like that. It was just he was here illegally. How could he be in the country illegally since he had a green card? Oh, so if I remember correctly, I don't know if this is correct, but I'm trying to remember what I remember seeing something about he didn't say about some kind of prior something, if I'm correct. But what I think he is saying is that somebody used his name. I don't know. So it looks like what they're saying is he got it legally, but because he didn't answer the questions right, it's illegal. Don't give me the line. I don't understand why he's being held so long. Why can't he just self-deport? Like, I think that's what he's doing. But with this whole ICE crap, I guess it takes forever. That's a good question. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He obtained that green card under false pretenses because they said that he didn't answer the questions correctly. If that makes sense. Whatever those questions was, they're saying that he had something on his record, and I believe what they're saying is he didn't report it. Hopefully he can get that cleared up because the man is how old, and this stuff happened a very long time ago. Hopefully, once they get a new president, they can get some of this stuff cleared up because Donald Trump is tearing LA to shreds. If y'all know anything that's happening right now in LA, y'all, they is going crazy. You say he told Porsha too much of his business. But y'all know what, though? I really think that Porsha more than likely I think that this is what she was going to do anyways. Because think of it. Think of everything that happened. They was almost married for 2 years. Right away after she filed for divorce, she wanted them to put him out of the house. So isn't that kind of weird? Like, that's kind of crazy. So I think Porsha, for some reason, thought that she can take over this house or something. I don't know what she was thinking. But I was also told, now I don't know what they're gonna say in court. I was told that Simon, now I don't know if this is true, that Simon had allegedly caught Porsha on multiple occasions, and that Porsha had filed for what is this, divorce, because she thought that he would actually file first. Now that's what they said. I don't know if it's true. Somebody said he old. Porsha don't care about his age. I guess not. I mean, if y'all heard anything about that Diddy trial? Have y'all heard some of the stuff that the woman, what is this, 50 Cent baby mama, saying that Diddy had her do, all for $10,000 a month? They do anything for money these days. Yeah, Portia said she was sitting on business. She finna be sitting outside on the damn grass. She's sitting on business. Yeah, these women, honey, they selling that puss for, I don't know, 99 cents or something, because 50 Cent baby mama talking to, man, I can't even, I won't even mention it. It's disgusting. These women is doing anything for money, honey. I'm a work 30 jobs. All of this shit they doing. 50 Cent, oh my God. Some of the stuff this lady said that Diddy made her have sex with a man that was stinking. I was like, mm-mm. What? Unprotected with a stinking ass man. Could y'all imagine that? Oh my goodness. I was just like, ugh, I don't feel sorry for y'all, because you did this because you didn't want to work. You didn't want to work. Talking about the man was stinking. I'm like, but you still slept with him unprotected, but you gonna sit up here and say the man stank. Whew. Child, they doing anything. And it's in the area where a lot of, oh, she said, okay, I think he had several occurrences of immigration fraud, but I could be wrong. He probably going to be deported in the end. Yeah, I think he is. But Portia's little glow up plan has crushed. Kudos. Well, here's the deal. I think he's going to be deported, because I mean, unless he can get his situation cleared up, he can't be here. And then, as y'all saw with other people, they have sent them back. Like, there's a few people that went to jail because they was like, y'all was doing illegal stuff. So he don't have that going on. So he can't be here. They gonna send him back. I mean, I don't think it's a reason to keep him locked up. He didn't commit a crime. Yeah, he's more than likely. I mean, I highly believe he's going to be deported, but even in the sense that he's deported, he can still fight all of his, well, I shouldn't say fight all of his cases, but he can still sue Porsha. So him being deported is not going to alleviate him not being able to pursue none of the stuff that's going on. So he can still do that. Yep. So none of that is going to stop him. And whew, why won't Portia just get her another house? This bitch got bad credit or something. Like, I'm not understanding. Get you another house. Then she's on the show looking at houses. How much was that house? 10 million. Girl, sit down. She's looking at houses big, like Shamia size. Girl, that woman got a whole husband that's paying everything. Girl, go somewhere and sit down. Right. Yeah. I don't. He's gonna more than likely be deported, but I think that'll be it. Portia gets her habits from her mama. That lady was a side chick. He will be deported. He actually spoke to the blogger ATL and said they're working something out for him to come back. Yeah, yeah, and that's pretty much what they've been saying to a lot of people. They've been sending him back, so he'll be back wherever he's gonna be, and he'll still be able to do his divorce and all of that. He just won't be able to come to the United States, and I think by him having children, there's something that he'll be able to work out, but they may say, you can't stay more than XYZ amount of days. So it'll be something that he'll be able to do, but he's gonna have to go through his lawyer. He definitely gonna have to go through his lawyer. But the good thing is he ain't gonna be in jail. Like, who wants to be there? She played part of the interview. He sounded great in great in good spirits. Okay, good. If they deport him, I guess they need to pay him. He paid taxes all these years. Right. Yeah, but His situation is a little bit different though, because he had like, some kind of citizenship thing going, and then it was, I think his situation is a little different. Okay, thank you, Sassy Experience. But yeah, I gotta start going live more, y'all, because the YouTube algorithm changes up so much. And actually, I can go live now because didn't I tell y'all I quit my job? I don't know if I told y'all that. That job was so damn toxic. So what about the Diddy trial? Are y'all following the Diddy trial? Y'all don't want to know about the Diddy trial? What are your thoughts? What are y'all thoughts on that? What are y'all thoughts? I mean, here's my thoughts. I mean, I think that Diddy is not a nice person, but I don't understand why any woman would be with him. Okay, and I know people say, "Oh, they were traumatized," but the situation with R. Kelly and Diddy is very different. Those women that stayed with R. Kelly said that they couldn't get out, that they was made to stay there. The women that Diddy was with, even if you didn't want to do what he had you doing and you kind of felt like you needed to do it, why did you do it again after you left? So I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe because I'm from a different era. I don't know what these kind of women is doing. If you scare me now, when I leave, don't you ain't gonna see me again. So I don't understand how they could constantly take part in something that they did not want to do. It just don't make sense. Exactly. I feel this is what I feel. I feel like they wanted to do it sometime, they didn't want to do it sometimes. So what I feel is maybe, he pressured them. It seemed like he probably did pressure them, but I feel like they did it because they wanted their damn bills paid. The lady just said he paid her rent for $10,000 a month. Who is this? Isn't that they call her Jane Doe? Whoever they say she's supposed to be 50 Cent baby mama. Well, you did it, ma'am, because you wanted to get that 10 G's every month and get your rent paid. So I'm just like, so isn't this really what you wanted to do? Well, maybe you didn't want to do it today, but this is what y'all agreed to. So it's just like, I'm just like, I don't know. Yes, he's still paying the lady rent. Exactly. He's still paying her rent. But this is 50 Cent baby mama. Why he ain't paying the lady rent? Well, wait a minute. They said that he's paying rent. I'm sorry. They said he's paying her child support. Did they say it's like 10,000? Why won't this hoe get a job? I just don't understand. Like, I don't have respect for people like that. I'm sorry. I just don't. Because it's not even like the lady is poor and broke. She's getting some money from 50 Cent. Then she was saying she's an influencer. Girl, you making more money than somebody working at McDonald's. Get the hell up out of here. Exactly. They wanted the lifestyle. Like I'm trying to sympathize, but when somebody is paying you $10,000 a month, now what they're saying is, oh, he made me do this. I think y'all agreed to it. That's probably why he was giving you the $10,000 a month, ma'am. I mean, it's still illegal, but you just as illegal as he is. And I also too feel like 50 Cent baby mama, I think she's doing this because she doesn't want to lose custody of her son. Because do y'all remember she was the very one on social media attacking Diddy? I'm sorry, not attacking Diddy. She was on social media attacking 50 Cent. Don't y'all remember that? When it had came out and 50 was dragging her on social media. Y'all don't remember that? And then she had came out and was like, well, you're the one that had she said that 50 Cent had abused her. So I'm just like, girl, what? I don't know. Right. So he paying her rent and her lawyer bills. I don't want nobody to have that much control over me. I'm sorry. I'll just work. Now I'm not, yeah. Good luck with that. From day 19, this is my belief. I think that he is going to get off, but I pray that he doesn't. He does need to get he do need to get out of jail. Wait a minute, he doesn't. He needs to get. Well, this is what I believe. It's kind of hard because I don't believe he's sex trafficked. I think he is definitely an abuser. But the issue with the abusing is they did not charge him with that. They didn't charge him with that because that's kind of like a state offense. And I think they just want to throw his ass under the jail. So unfortunately, what he could have been charged with, they didn't charge him. But it's hard to say that he trafficked somebody that said, "Oh, I did it because I didn't want him to get mad." Like, you're not saying I did it because he beat me upside my head. So it's just like at this point, I feel like this is sex escapades that they got going on in this day business. That's kind of how I see it. 'Cause I'm just like, this is crazy. If Porsha proves she's talking about another man's ED, could that still work in Simon's favor? But here's the deal, though. That the crazy part, she a married woman talking about another man. How she know about this other man? So I don't know how she gonna ring that. Right, Taddy. They charged him with the wrong stuff. That's all I'm saying. You can't charge somebody with something and then what's coming to court ain't fitting it. Them all them folks is saying is that they were some nasty MFs. That's all they saying. When asked, why did you do it? I wanted to please him. How many women have done stuff to please a dude? How many dudes have done stuff to please a woman that you didn't want to do? That's all I'm saying. It does what they charged him with don't go together. Yeah, he needs to get some. He needs to go somewhere because he clearly got something wrong with him, and I don't understand how any woman can be around him. He can keep every dollar that he got. I promise you, all of that mental and all of that stuff going on. I don't understand how you would even be able to deal with that. I think they piled on the wrong charges. He deserves to be in prison. Yeah, he do. But it has to be, you're right. Right, right, right. It has to be for the right charges. Yeah, he seemed like he definitely needs to go somewhere, but the problem is they wa- I believe what they wanted to do is send him to jail forever instead of giving the charges for whatever he did. And I think that was the biggest mistake they made because did y'all know in federal court, everybody has to vote guilty for you to be guilty? Did y'all know that? Everybody. I ain't know that, but they do. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, if all the jurors, if they believe it, then I guess his ass will be gone away for a long time. But, he's a horrible person. I mean, he really is. But well, I don't know. Here's the deal, y'all. Trump, I don't know. Will Trump pardon him? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I really don't care one way or the other because I feel like all of this stuff that R. Kelly has did, Nick, you should have learned your lesson. Although you wasn't hiding them in your house or whatever, locking them up like they said R. Kelly did him, why do you have this much money, but this is what you choose to do with your time? This is crazy. Like I don't even care. I don't even, whatever happens to him. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, it's like he made a decision. He gonna have to live with it. He better hope they let his ass out. Otherwise, he'll be sitting there. But I believe though, if he doesn't get out, I really believe that they will file an appeal, and I think that he will get off because they have made a lot of mistakes too in this trial. They have made a lot of mistakes, even with so you can get and what is that thing? An appeal based on any little technicality. If y'all remember, evidence was missing, and although you know, I guess the prosecution was trying to say Diddy did it. By them saying that, they really can't say that. So they've done a lot of things that he can probably get off, even if he was convicted. Exactly. Exactly. How Sassy Experience said, but talk about tore up cat. How are these chicks suffering through UTIs and rashes down there for some coins? That's all I'm saying. Like, how are y'all doing this? Like, I'm having a very hard time understanding how did y'all go through this? And then when asked, why did you do it? I didn't want to make him mad. Girl, you could have left. Okay, let's say you didn't want to make him mad and you did at that time. You could have like left when you left that time and got your damn phone number changed. I mean, y'all do have to understand the man still is a celebrity. It's not really like he finna come over to your house and look, look for you. They said, he had made, kept calling, leaving, messages, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, he would have stopped paying your rent. They didn't want the rent to stop being paid. Somebody said, I knew he wasn't shit when he dated his son's girlfriend. Will it be Diddy or R. Kelly? Wow, he dated his son's girlfriends. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's a mess out here. But yeah, Porsha, honey. This is moving forward. It is most definitely moving forward. And Porsha is being sued. So she gonna be sued, and Simon want Porsha to get the hell out of his house.